Hello my beauties! Today I'm going to talk to you about rice. And as you may already know, that rice has been pretty much a staple food across Asia. In fact, when we ask someone if you had dinner yet, or if you had lunch, or if you had any kind of food, we say 你吃饭了吗? Which is kind of like, have you eaten rice? We kind of almost think of eating anything is like eating rice, which is obviously not the case nowadays, because nowadays a meal could be noodles, it could be bread, it could be sandwich, it could be steak. But traditionally, when we say or ask someone if you had anything to eat, we say 你吃饭了吗? So we all pretty much know that rice is an ancient food. We've had it for thousands of years. In fact, it was first cultivated in China about 6,000 years ago, but recent discoveries have found, rice seeds and, even like tools and things like that dated back 9,000 years ago. It wasn't until much later on that rice was actually introduced across the world, whether it's in Europe, Egypt, India, to the US and into Australia. So I think rice kind of started in Asia and then it kind of widespread all across the world. So now let's talk about the different types of rice. First, we've got the long grain rice. So the long rice is obviously long, separate grain, light and fluffy, probably most well known for Thailand rice, as it seems to be a bit longer. And then you've got the medium grain rice, which is obviously a bit wider and a bit fatter compared to the long grain rice. It's a bit more moist when cooked. You often find that in sushi and also in the mochi, the Japanese style ones. And then you've got the short grain rice, which is obviously shorter and smaller than the medium grain rice. It's the most chewy and sticky type of texture. You often find it in Italian risottos. You get the bomba, a non-sticky type of rice you usually find in Spain, where they use in paellas. Last but not least is obviously the rare and special kinds. We call it the forbidden rice. The black rice, the reddish brown, wild rice, these are all kind of categorized in the special type of rices. So let's talk about the two most common rice you can find on the market, and the difference is not just in color. The reason why brown rice has become, the new craze of it being more healthy or having more nutritional benefits, the process of removing the outer layer, which is the hull, you get brown rice. And a lot of times when you want to process a bit more by removing the all the bran, all the germ, and that's when you get the white rice. So as the rice becomes more processed, a lot of the nutrients will get removed. For instance, let's talk about apples. We know that apples is high in vitamin C, but however, the highest concentration of vitamin C and fiber is actually in the apple skin and not the apple flesh itself. So think of that concept and put it around the rice. So the outermost layer of the rice has the most nutrients and most fiber. And then as you remove those layers, what you get inside is just, the still amount of nutrients, but not the same amount as if you would to eat the whole thing. Rice, as we know, contains carbohydrates, which will give you energy. It also contains amino acid, which helps with muscle growth and muscle building. And last but not least, it also contains manganese, which helps to boost immune system. The white rice have other benefits like digestive aid, natural anti-inflammatory, good for physical form of vegans and vegetarians, and doesn't have preservatives. It's gluten-free when steamed and not cooked with meat or veggies. So brown rice, as we know, contains a lot more fiber, protein, and vitamins. It is said that the brown rice actually prevents the formation of cancerous cells, and also the natural oils in the brown rice help to lower your cholesterol. There are also studies to show that it actually helps with Alzheimer's, asthmas, allergies, and even a lot of benefits to the nervous systems as well. Now that we talked about brown rice, let's talk about black rice. Black rice is actually kind of two types. The black rice that I'm actually more familiar with is the one that's super sticky, and it's more like a glutinous rice. Black rice contains high levels of antioxidants, so similar to products like the acai berries or wild berries or blueberries. When the color concentration is leaning towards the darker color, there's actually a lot of antioxidants that our body needs. What you actually consume foods with high levels of antioxidants, it actually helps to flush out toxins in your body and cleans your blood at the same time. So a lot of the time when you actually eat a lot of these dark, rich colored foods or fruits, it is definitely more beneficial. I would like to share with you guys the difference between wild rice and normal rice is wild rice is actually not a rice. It's a seed that's grown from a grass plant. The taste is different. Probably one of the most healthiest rice that you can get out there is actually the black wild rice. Black wild rice takes about an hour to cook and also has a nutty flavor. It has about 20 times more fiber than brown rice and 30 times more antioxidants than white rice. It's actually a super healthy food considering if you want to supplement that with your normal white rice. I guess the only downside is to actually get your hands on some black wild rice as they're kind of rare because not all places will stock them for you. So the prices are quite high and also it's a little bit hard to get your hands on, but if you do, and when you do, you'll probably be addicted. While I'm here, I like to take this opportunity to share with you guys some myth busters about what rice has benefits on your skin. I'm not trying to pinpoint anyone in particular. I know there was a craze where people were using the water from washing your rice as a toner for your face or using rice paper roll as a mask. Although rice itself has such high levels of nutrients and benefits for your body as well as your skin. Nowadays, a lot of these things are quite processed, so the actual benefits or the nutrients from these things are very low. The water that remains in rice is actually more like a powder or dust. As well as rice paper rolls, these are more processed things, and therefore when you apply that to your face, you're not going to get those same benefits as if you were just to consume rice directly. So I just wanted to throw that out there and just clear the air in case you guys were wondering. And I don't want to, sell you guys this Asian beauty secret is to put rice on your face and you'll be beautiful. It doesn't work that way. But anyways, another story that I'd like to share with you is, I don't know if you guys heard like a midwife tale where your parents or your grandparents would tell you to finish all the rice in your bowl, because if you don't, then your partner's gonna have like these pimples on their face. And so like the more rice you left behind, like the more uglier your partner will be, apparently. I actually was told a different story. I was told that because the farmers in China work so hard to pick the rice and process it so that we can eat it. So we need to be aware of their hard work and appreciate all the hard work that they have done for us. So it is definitely very important to eat every single grain of rice in our bowl. And I used to just eat it because of that saying that my mom told me, which is a story that, the farmers work so hard under the sun every day, day and night, to pick this rice, and we shouldn't waste it. 谁知盘中餐，粒粒皆辛苦, which kind of equates to who would know what kind of hard work is behind one grain of rice and all the sweat and hard work behind it. So we should appreciate all of that and never be wasteful.